Eli Manning reacts graciously to missing out on the 2025 Hall of Fame class. While many fans and analysts were surprised to see Eli Manning left out of the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025, the former New York Giants quarterback took it in stride, demonstrating class and humility in his reaction. In an interview on PFT Live, Manning expressed genuine happiness for the players who did make it into the Hall of Fame, particularly acknowledging the contributions of those he competed against during his career. One of the standout names was former Minnesota Vikings defensive end Jared Allen, who had a notable career, including multiple sack records. Manning, known for his calm and cool demeanor, even jokingly credited Allen for helping boost his resume by being a constant threat to sack him throughout their matchups. "I was happy for the guys that got in," Manning said. "I competed against Jared Allen. I sent him a text. I feel like I kind of got him in because he sacked me so many times. I helped his resume." Manning also shared his admiration for Antonio Gates, a Hall of Fame tight end who made a significant impact on the league. Manning recalled his time contemplating a potential move to the San Diego Chargers and hearing about Gates when he was still an unknown player on the practice squad. At that time, Gates had no college football experience, but those around the Chargers were already projecting him to be a star. Manning, though skeptical at the time, was thrilled to see Gates prove everyone right by having a Hall of Fame-worthy career. Antonio Gates, "When I was coming out, thinking about going to the Chargers, doing workouts with them, they were telling me, we've got this guy on the practice squad who didn't play college football but he's going to be a superstar. Hall of Famer," and I was like, "Yeah, right, so happy for him." Though Eli Manning's own Hall of Fame bid may have to wait, his gracious reaction to missing out is a reminder of the humility and sportsmanship that defined his career. While many expected Manning's name to be called for enshrinement in 2025, his positive response and focus on celebrating his peers shows the character that made him a respected figure in the NFL. Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? What's up, NFL fans? If you've been following football for even a minute, then you know we're no longer arguing about Tom Brady versus Joe Montana. No. That one's been decided, and we're still a couple years away from the Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes debate. But right now, the one burning question we just can't seem to answer with certainty is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? Well, Thursday night, we'll find out if Eli makes the 2025 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. But before we get there, let's dive into the debate and take one more look at what makes Eli's case really interesting. The 5-word Hall of Fame case for Eli Manning. Let's be honest, when most people talk about Eli Manning's Hall of Fame case, it's all about these 5 words. He beat Tom Brady twice. That's it. Period. End of story. But if that's not enough for you, let's break it down and look at the full picture. The tangibles. Super Bowl wins and stats. Alright, here we go. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl, including that undefeated juggernaut 2007 Patriots team. He did that in 2 Super Bowl victories. And let's not forget he earned MVP honors in both of those games. That's huge. Now, those victories, especially the clutch moments like the helmet catch, are the heart and soul of Eli Manning's Hall of Fame argument. Without those moments of sheer greatness in the Super Bowl, Eli's legacy would be a little more like Peyton's brother, or, yeah. He played for the Giants. But 2 Super Bowl wins against arguably the greatest dynasty in NFL history? That's worth something. But wait, let's dive into the numbers. Because while Eli's Super Bowl wins are impressive, his career stats raise some eyebrows. Eli's overall career record as a starting quarterback is 117-117. That's the epitome of mediocre. If we're being real here, in terms of passing yardage, he ranks 11th all-time. Which sounds impressive until you realize that most of those players ahead of him played in a much more offensive-friendly era. 7 of the top 10 in this category are already in the Hall. And guys like Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, and Matthew Stafford are right on his heels. Eli also ranks 11th in passing touchdowns, same story there. It's a lot of longevity stats. But if we're talking about raw skill, things get murkier. Manning ranks 66th in career passer rating, just ahead of guys like Mark Brunell and below Daniel Jones. Awkward, right? His completion percentage? 60.3%, tied with names like Jason Campbell and John Kitna. His career yards per game average sits at 241.6. Good for 22nd overall. Right between Tua Tagovailoa and Josh Allen. Oh, and let's not forget, Eli never received a single AP MVP vote. And the only postseason award he ever earned was a lone vote for Comeback Player of the Year in 2011. To put it bluntly, Eli was never the best player in the league. The intangibles. Eli's unique vibe and the Tom Brady factor. Now let's talk about something you can't always measure with numbers: the intangibles. Sure, Eli Manning wasn't always the best quarterback in the league. But who else has taken down the mighty Tom Brady, twice, in the Super Bowl? Fans love dynasties, until they don't. The New England Patriots' dominance made for a lot of eye rolls as the years went on. But here comes Eli, the one guy who managed to halt that juggernaut not once, but twice. And because of those victories, Eli is one of the few NFL players who's transcended his playing days. Sure, it helps that he's got that lovable, "I'm not trying too hard" vibe. But Eli's really made a name for himself in retirement with the Manning cast and a successful ad career. He's the kind of player who's become a personality more than just an athlete. And here's the thing. The voters know that Eli's famous in ways that go beyond his on-field play. Manningcast has been a hit. And let's be real, his quirky brotherly duo with Peyton is pure gold. But does any of that affect his Hall of Fame case? In theory, no. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is about what you did on the field. But we're dealing with human voters, who are always going to be influenced by, well, human factors. So, while his post-football fame won't guarantee him a spot in Canton, it certainly helps. The verdict: Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. We've looked at the stats, the moments, and the intangibles, and it's time to make a call. Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? After weighing all the factors, his 2 Super Bowl MVPs, his wins over Tom Brady's Patriots, and the impact he's had on the NFL, here's the answer. Yes, Eli Manning is absolutely a Hall of Famer. At the end of the day, Hall of Famers are the players who made such a massive impact on the game that we can't tell the story of the NFL without them. You can't write the history of the greatest dynasty in NFL history, the Patriots, without mentioning Eli Manning. He's the guy who stood tall in the biggest moments, who won it all against the most dominant team of his era. And sure, he wasn't always the best quarterback in the league, but who can say they've won 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady? That's the stuff of legends. So, while Eli might not have the flashiest stats or the MVP awards, his clutch performances when it mattered most have earned him a spot in Canton. What do you think, though? Agree? Disagree? Let's hear your take in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep tuning in for more football talk.